right into it. To begin this project, you're going to grab your yarn. We're going to make a slip knot. You're also going to grab your 6mm hook. Now you'd want to chain up a foundation chain long enough for the vertical length of your top. For mine, I'm going to be chaining up 104 chains. Once you chain up the length you require, we're going to be going back down the chain with single crochets. So you're going to chain one, go back into that second chain from the hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's our first single crochet. We're going to be placing single crochets all the way down this chain. Once at the end of your single crochet row, chain 2, turn, prepare for a half double crochet, go into the next chain in through the back loop, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's our first half double crochet. We're going to be going into the back loops of this row, placing half double crochets. This pattern is similar to the pattern I did in my shorts tutorial. If you haven't checked out that video yet, you will find the link in the description box below. After placing half double crochets in every chain in through the back loop, at the end of this row and every other row from now onwards, we're going to be going into both loops in the very last chain. So you're going to be doing your normal back loop chains as we are doing right now, like into the back loop, but at our very last chain we're going to be going into both loops for every row. This is going to help our work be a bit more straighter. I'm going to be doing this pattern of alternating between single crochet and half double crochet for a repetition of 20 more rows. Depending on your size, you can have more or less rows. I have completed one of my panels. I have 20 rows. I'm going to be doing the same for my second panel. Chain up 104 and work on 20 rows, alternating between single crochet and half double crochets. Once you're done, you'll have 2 panels that look like this, very identical. You want to make sure you put them in the outside, like the right side is going to be on this side, so that you're working on your bad side, quote unquote. So now we're going to sew in this end and this end to leave room for our neck allowance. So you'd want to put this against yourself and measure how deep you want your V to be. Once you've figured out how deep you want your V to be, you're going to place your stitch markers appropriately. For mine, I have 30 chains on this side and 30 chains on this other side. The same on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to seam in this side together and seam in this other side together. And I'm going to do it in a way that will maintain the ribbing pattern that we currently have, which is why this side is like this and this side is like this. You are now going to want to seam in your 2 edges with slip stitches. You're going to go in through both loops on both panels. So I've already attached my yarn on this side. I'm going to go into the first panel, in through both loops, and in through the second panel, and slip stitch. Once you're done with your slip stitch seam, you're going to end up having something that looks like this. It flows in very seamlessly with the ribbed pattern. You're going to do the same thing on this other side, and then we're going to come back and work on our arm allowance. After sewing in your center seam, you're going to now want to work on your side seams. I'm going to leave an arm allowance of 6 inches on both sides. A tip I'd give you guys is ensure that your chains in your arm allowance that you've left out are multiples of 3. I'm also going to be seaming in this side together with slip stitches, the same way I did in the middle section. I ended up making my front V slightly deeper than my back V. However, it's up to you. You can choose to have it the same length, or you can choose to have it how I have it, one deeper than the other. This also helps me really know the front from the back side much more easily. And I've also finished one of my arms. This is how it'd be looking like. What I did is I changed up the length I wanted to work with, and then increased for 8 rows, and then stopped increasing for 18 more rows, and then decreased for the last 8 rows, right? And then I made my cuff. So I'm just going to quickly show you how I did that on this arm. So I am going to come and touch my arm right over here. I'm going to chain up 44. Once you have your chain, you're going to chain up 1, and then I'm going to go back into the chain we've blocked off with a single crochet. Place 1 single crochet in every chain all across your foundation chain till the end. Once you've done your single crochets all the way down, we're going to connect it to our shoulder by slip stitching right here. And then we are going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Well, now we'll be going into the back loops only with half double crochets, and we'll also be increasing on our very last chain. We're going to be doing our increase. We're going to do our increase for 8 rows, as I've previously mentioned. So just go right into the back loop with your half double crochets. We are currently on our 2nd row. I'm going to be placing an increase in the last 2 stitches of this row. So go into the 2nd last stitch with 2 half double crochets and do the same for the last stitch. But this time, go through both loops. After you've placed your increases of the row, chain 1, turn your work, and then I'm going to be placing an increase in the first 2 stitches of single crochets. So go into the stitch with 2 single crochets, and then continue placing 1 single crochet in every chain all across your row. I'm going to work this all the way down, connect my row, and then work back up with half double crochets, and then maintain doing an increase in the last 2 stitches. So when I work back up, I'm going to be increasing in the last 2 stitches. Then when I'm working my way back down, I'll increase in the first 2 stitches. I'm going to do this for 7 more rows, so that I end up having a total of 8 rows of increase. After our 8 rows of increase, we're now going to be continuing our pattern for 18 more rows. So I placed similar numbers of rows of decrease as I did of increase. So what you want to do now is seam in this end till here. I've just finished attaching my sides, and now I'm going to be switching from my 6mm hook to my 4.5mm hook, and I did not detach my yarn, so I'm just going to continue placing my cuff from now. What you want to do is come back in chain 7. If you have detached your yarn, you can just come back and attach it whatever place. After chaining up 7, chain 1, and then go back into the chain we've blocked off with a single crochet. Place single crochets all the way down, and then connect it back to this panel with a slip stitch. Slip stitch into the next stitch, and then go into the back loops with single crochets. Once I have these two panels, I'm going to put them together with slip stitches. So I'm just going to go right into the first and the second panel and place a slip stitch. Cut and secure your knot. Once I'm done with my sleeves, I'm going to come back and attach my yarn over here, and I'm going to place a row of single crochets all the way around. I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook as well, and I'll meet you guys back when I'm done with that, and we'll be done with our top. Be sure to also sew in your threads. Once you've finished sewing in your threads, we'll be done with our project. I don't know what you guys think. I think it turned out pretty decent. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you also like the video, leave a thumbs up. And if you end up recreating yours, I'd love to check it out. Tag me on Instagram at hotloops. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I would love you to please subscribe if you haven't yet. And be sure to turn on your notification bell so that you know when I make new postings. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Thank you so much for watching.